What's going on, guys? I'm Mike Pouncey, former center for the Miami Dolphins. I'm here with Coach Fred and my brother Marquise Pouncey, former center for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let you guys know that Twin P is official liquor, the Common Man Podcast. Bottoms up, Twin P, best. Gotta drink some more.
Say that. Anybody else got something they want to share? What you got? Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
It's kind of like a piece for me. Something I like to do since I was young.
I can dig that. Does anybody know what type of player they want to be? Anybody want to answer that? Do you know what type of player you want to be? Okay. Raise your hand if you do. All right, would you like to share what type of player that is?
I'm the type person, I'm the type of player that sacrifice for the team, give my all places, you know, so I can be, if I need to play defense, if I need to play offense, if I need to play first team, I need to be a coach, somebody. You know, my knowledge of the game, you know, but now that I do have, I just want to share it and sacrifice myself to everybody else for the great period of team.
I can dig that. Anybody else? Does anybody else know what type of player they want to be? Raise your hand, show of hands. Like, the whole room should be raising their hand. You feel me? Like, y'all, I drove through campus, y'all the only group, y'all in volleyball, 100 people up here. You see what I'm saying? So, if you don't know what type of player you're trying to be, and y'all sacrificing to come out here, put in the work, put in the effort, take the time out, I'm pretty sure y'all probably don't even really have goals as individuals for real. Dig what I'm saying? And it's like, don't go through the motions. Y'all have a great opportunity. A great opportunity. Wake up, bro. I know it's been a long day. Just wake up a little bit, bro. I'll be done in a little bit. People are saying. Y'all have a great opportunity to cultivate something within you that extends beyond the gridiron. You dig what I'm saying? It's not all about the stats. Like Coach yelled out all those accolades. Bro, I didn't realize how good I was till I stopped playing. And that's because I had the pleasure and the honor and the blessing to have a mentor when I got to college. He had a career-ending injury. His name was Inky Johnson. My thing coming into college was I wanted to be the best player in the country. You know what I'm saying? And he took me under his wing. And it was crazy because seeing the character of this cat and seeing how he approached the game from watching film on him, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to playing with this cat when I got to school and to be able to compete and be in the defensive backfield with him just to see the type of tenacity he brought to the game. Like, it was amazing. And to see all that stripped from him from the time I had gotten recruited to go to Tennessee to him having a career-ending injury that shattered his dreams to go to the NFL. But when I get to campus, you know, we have off-season workouts just like y'all doing right now on campus, stuff like that. Man, this dog, he lined up next to me for every single sprint in that off-season and challenged me at every rep, and I could not let him beat me. Mind you, he got his arm strapped up to him, been going through surgery, nerve damage, all this. But yet, he's still trying to compete with me to pull something out of me. And I sat down and talked to him, and he was like, dog, I'm trying to challenge you to see if you really want this. And no, I didn't let him beat me, but he kept pushing me. He kept pushing me. And in my mind, I'm like, shoot, he see that I'm good, he see that I'm talented. I'm coming in as a 5-star recruit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm coming in projected to start as a freshman, first freshman to start for Coach Foreman ever. No other freshman started with him. So I'm looking at it strictly from let's go out on the field and perform. The thing he looking at me and telling me is, hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you just like this, and you can see my condition right now. It's not verbatim, but this is what he told me. He said, something's gonna hit you harder than this conditioning. Something's gonna hit you harder than your opponent on the field. Something's gonna hit you harder than this summer camp and weight training that you're going through right now. The thing about it is your opponent in life gonna be so much bigger than what y'all going through right now. Y'all like 18, 19, 20, 21. Man, y'all got a lot of life to live, bro. A lot of life to live. And the opportunity that y'all have right now is to cultivate a spirit within y'allself. Regardless if you go to the league or go do your thing wherever you go, the spirit that you cultivate on a daily basis, your competitive endurance, challenging yourself, stand on your word, be a man on your word. You can be a great teammate by doing that. You might not start a dime, bro. But if you show up for your teammates, like my man said, you're gonna cultivate a spirit within yourself that can transcend the gridiron. The thing that y'all gotta understand, bro, is it's never about the accolades. All y'all got talent, all y'all got skills, all of y'all got ability. Y'all got anything y'all wanna accomplish in life, y'all can do it. You gotta put your mind to it and your grind to it. So it's not about the accolades. And I'm gonna tell you like this, 2014, that opponent that was bigger than someone on the Chargers or the Dolphins or the Patriots came and saw about me. I got a cancer diagnosis. Not at stage 1, not at stage 2, not at stage 3, but at stage 4. Stage 4. You dig what I'm saying? At what, 25? I was about to turn 25 that year. I'm in the best shape of my life. Physically. You dig what I'm saying? So that's a tough pill to swallow when you at the top of your game, like you said, five-time Pro Bowl, All Pro, best player in the country, Jim Thorpe Award. It don't matter. It don't matter who you are. Adversity gonna come see about you. And the thing about it is, I was more than prepared for it. I didn't know it at the time, but I was more than prepared for it because I had that mentor, Inky Johnson, in college, who told me, hey, bro, it's not about these accolades. Is life goes on after football. Things happen outside of football. So when it came down to it and I got that diagnosis, yeah, I was in my feelings. I was hurt. I was depressed. I was down bad. Down bad, bro. Down bad. And the thing about it is cancer don't discriminate. It don't discriminate. And chemo is short for chemicals. You get what I'm saying? So you got 4 big bags of chemicals that's going in and tearing your body up. But luckily, I had that mentor in college who already prepared me for this. He already prepared me for this. When I was running them sprints with him, it was about cultivating a spirit of commitment, endurance, integrity, finishing, following through, going through those 12 rounds of chemotherapy for 6 months, and continuing to train and push my body to the limit. On top of that, I couldn't have did that without that perspective that he instilled in me. So what I'm trying to share with y'all is, yeah, you out here running sprints. Yeah, you out here lifting. But y'all getting prepared for something way bigger than what y'all doing right now. And y'all gonna have to lean on each other after football. So cherish the relationships, cherish the bonds that y'all create, come together, really have real conversations with each other. There's no reason why I should ask y'all and ask y'all what type of player y'all want to be or what type of individual you want to be, and less than half of the room raises their hand. That means you just going through the motions. And the thing about it is y'all got coaches who care about y'all, bro. For real, regardless of how you look at it, these coaches care about y'all. I done seen every level of football. And I can peep the vibe. I can feel the vibe. These coaches care about y'all. pretty sure they could be doing some other things for real. So keep that in mind, because if you don't take ownership of who you are as an individual and what you want to accomplish, somebody else will, and they're gonna do it for their advantage, not your advantage. So it's important that y'all take ownership of cultivating the individual that y'all see for yourselves. Cultivate and get the perspective on the vision of your future and what you want it to look like. Think about it, meditate on it, visualize it, and then guess what? Go out and practice it. Not just on the field, but do it in the classroom. Do it as a young man, do it as a son, a boyfriend, a nephew. You can be an all-around great individual regardless of what you're doing on the football field. So cultivate that spirit. Make sure you cultivate that spirit. The accolades that he mentioned, some of those came after chemotherapy. The all pros, stuff like that, that came after chemotherapy. I was going at it toe to toe with that. I didn't even realize it was like I transformed. And then when I got back on the field, me making plays on the field wasn't really important to me. It gave me a newfound purpose to give people an example of when adversity hits, this is how you return. You can't be stopped. So keep that in y'all mind as well. Shoot, y'all got any questions? What you got, go?
So you going through that, I remember it happening, ESPN, it's over for you. You said you went through depression. Plus you're still trying to work out. How you battling that toe to toe? Because I mean, because when you hear the C word, you don't think come back and play in the NFL.
Right.
You think last days.
Yeah, for sure.
At 25, how are you battling that?
Man, I will tell you this, having a sense of gratitude, that was the biggest thing. And it took me a minute to get to that point. I actually had to see other cancer patients in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like getting their drugs, getting their chemotherapy. You know, I look around with them, they don't have family. And I hear their stories where it's like their insurance ain't cover certain things, so they had to put their house up to just have a chance, a fighting chance. And then it was a sad thing too, because like each week, some of the people that I was sitting next to, they was dropping off. Like they was passing away because they didn't make it. So it's like, I had to lean on some very simple truths. Like I had my family, so I had the support. I had family that I could really appreciate, who was very supportive in everything that I was doing. So I was very thankful for that. And regardless of how I felt after chemotherapy, I could actually do things. It was a point in time between the 2-week period where I started to feel better. So I was like, man, I'm gonna take advantage of the times that I do feel good. I'm gonna make the most out of it. And I just built that momentum. But to sum it all up, you familiar with Romans 12:2?
You gonna tell us about it?
I got you, though. Basically, it's just saying don't conform to the ways of the world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So, like, that's your strongest asset. If y'all don't know, the reason why you're going through physical things is to cultivate the type of mindset that you need. And I broke it down to like, hey, let me get my mind right. You know what I'm saying? Because I was hitting that point where it was like, woe is me. Like, why me? Why I got cancer? You feel me? Like 25, blah blah blah. I'm right. I'm doing things right, I'm living right, you know, my body good, I've been taking care of everything I need to take care of. But it's like I said, cancer don't discriminate. It's gonna come see about you. Anything gonna come see about you when it's time. But once I got out of that mindset, and I was like, I read this book called The Energy Bus. It said 2 things that you can control is your attitude and your effort. And the only way I could take control of those 2 things was getting my mind right and getting the right perspective. So any excuse, like, some of y'all might not have the talent to really be out there and ball down after down to be a starter. But if I cut the film on and see any of y'all going out there, I should see that you have the right attitude and the right effort. Can't nobody coach you on it. That's on you. That's on you. That's ownership as a player and as an individual. So I wanted to take ownership of that, and then I built that momentum, and everything else started falling in place. What's up, bro?
What made you become the man you are today? Do you agree with things throughout your career?
I think, for one thing, staying aligned with God. Like, you know, you might veer off your path here and there, but I got a real strong faith. You know what I mean? Y'all adults, we all individuals. Sometimes we veer, but it's about how quickly you get back on track and back in alignment. So I think being honest with myself along the way, and having good people around me who I'm not offended if they tell me like, hey bro, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my God brother, I got family around me who, if they feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, if I'm slipping on this and that, it's called accountability. And we had that talk. I'm like, hey bro, check me if I'm wrong on this. And we got that type of relationship. So I say, keep in close proximity with people who gonna tell you what's up and be honest with you. But also being aware of yourself. Like you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, hey man, look yourself in the mirror. Like, am I doing everything I can to be the best that I can? Or am I showing up how I need to show up? You know, and then what are the reasons? And the reasons that you give, are those reasons or are those excuses? And do you need to change your behavior, or do you need to man up what you need to do? I think being able to get back to that quickly, that's what kind of keeping a real, a truthful assessment of where I'm at and who I am, and keeping people around you that can call you out on that. The one regret I do have is when I did make that transition coming out of chemotherapy and cancer and beating that battle or whatever, I don't think I dreamed big enough, bro. I don't think I dreamed big enough because I felt like if I would have, granted, I did accomplish a lot, but I was just so in the moment. If I really sat down with a piece of paper and looked beyond, even from what I thought I was doing, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have missed that mark because I didn't miss my mark on the goals that I set. I hit every goal I set, every goal I committed to, and I said I hit it. So sometimes I sit back and be like, dang, what if I said that I was gonna do that instead of that? You feel me? So I give you that advice. If you got something that you really want to do, see how far you can push it. Like don't limit it. Just try to take it to as far as you can take it. Go ahead and do it that way. What you got, bro?
Yeah, so what's one of your memorable moments in college off the field? We got a lot of guys in here that's gonna be best friends for the rest of their lives. I just wanna know kind of what's some of the things that happened off the field, in the dorm, you know, at the burger joint, you know, some of your teammates that you remember.
That's it right there. That's it. Off the field, it's the fellowship, it's the brotherhood. When you get to the league, like I said, I done hit every level of it. When you get to the league, you know, you playing with men that's 30, 32, 28, they got families, and they got other obligations and things that they want to do. But right now, y'all in the prime of y'all life, and y'all really spend every day with each other, bro. Y'all kick it with each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a good time. When I was in college, we didn't have NIL. We had
Bagman.
but the thing is though, everybody when we came in as freshmen, some of us as sophomores, we had a $90 check that we got every month. You know what I'm saying? So we was all broke together. You dig what I'm saying? And we had teammates, bro. We had our upperclassmen, and I still respect them to this day, and we still cool. Man, they used to cook out for us, bro. They really used to have, cause they knew we didn't have the bread. They knew we couldn't. We had to work the dollar menu. You know what I'm saying? At McDonald's and figure things out. But you know, we had upperclassmen who would give us rides home. Like if we was going to Atlanta, cats were going to Florida, they would make sure we had rides home. You dig? And then we also had, like I said, they'll have good big cookouts where they'll get, some girls might have food stamps or something like that. Their girlfriends or whoever they was talking to, they would have food stamps. They would bring the food and cook out to make sure we was fed. You know, and it's like, dang, like y'all upperclassmen, y'all got it going on, but it's like y'all really looking out for us. And it's like, yeah, we play together, but things like that make me want to, just like you said, like whatever I can do for the team, because we got that relationship off the field, it's easy for me to go take on the block for my teammate. It's easy for me to spill this and not make the play, but spill it so my brother can make the play because we got a bigger vision than just being good on the field. That's my brother. So I'm not gonna leave him hanging. So I think more so like the struggles that we went through as teammates and brothers that brought us closer and made us see like, man, this football thing is cool. It's cool to enjoy it, but let's use it to make our bond even stronger. You know what I mean? So, and I'm real tight with most of my friends to this day. You know what I'm saying? We got a group and we link up, we do things, and we make sure we stay on top of each other. And you know, some of us aren't where we want to be, or some of us are, but we make sure that we still got each other back to make sure we can move forward together. So that's one thing off the field that I really love about my crew. You got to
What sacrifices you had to take to be the best you can be?
say that one more time, bro.
What sacrifices you had to take to be the best man you can be?
Whew, all of it's a sacrifice. The whole thing is a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you're sitting in here is a sacrifice. You know what I mean? The fact being a leader is a sacrifice. You know what I mean? One thing I had to do, like my junior year, I just stopped going out. Like I stopped going to parties and stuff because it was more opportunity to get in trouble than it was when you having fun. So I had to make that sacrifice. And then once you do that, once you do things like that, where you say, you know what, I ain't gonna drink. You know what I mean? I ain't drinking no more. You know what I'm saying? Your peers might look at you like, dang, you changing. Or you tripping, bro. You too good to drink with us. Nah, bro, it's just my goals. That's why I said it's important to know what type of individual you want to be, because you're gonna have to make sacrifices for that. So if you don't know who you want to be, and you don't know what goals you have, what you gonna weigh those actions up against? You see what I'm saying? If you're not saying I want to be this type of individual, well, drinking might still be in your routine because you don't even know how it's gonna affect this. But if you know what this is, you're like, man, that don't even align with what I'm trying to do. You feel me? And you really, you done did your evaluation. You done looked and said, these my goals. Let me tell you, that's the thing Inky also made me do. He set me down at the beginning of the year. He asked me what my goals were. One of them was the Jim Thorpe Award. But not only that, he asked me 3 things that I was gonna commit to and 3 things that I was gonna sacrifice in order to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it was real simple. The game plan was real simple. It's just that once I put that down on paper, I had to stand on it. You know what I mean? And he held me accountable to that. So he'll see me, he's like, bro, you said that, you know, dang right. Let me tighten back up. That's why I said you gotta have somebody around to let you know, this the walk I want to walk. Make sure I stay on point with it. So that first sacrifice is just sitting down and getting to yourself and figuring out what it is you want to do, and walk that walk. Yeah. You got it, bro.
What you feel like separated you the most from the rest of these players?
One thing, I never shied away from competition. Whether I lost, whether I won, I never shied away from it. And especially like in practice or any other room, I'm gonna get the most out of it just because, like I said, I'm trying to cultivate a type of player. And I need the person that I want to show up, I have to sacrifice the one that I don't want to show up. And the only way to do that is put him through the fire, you know what I'm saying? And put him through adversity and put him through those situations to where it's like, this is the cat I want to show up on 3rd and 3. You know what I mean? This is the cat I want to show up, but you gotta work at it. And it's a situation where iron sharpens iron. You can't go pity pat and bring that dude out. You feel me? You gotta go in the fire and be like, I gotta leave you behind. I can't bring you with me because you're too heavy to yourself. So I was never scared of competition because I had that mindset. It was about the EB that I wanted to come out and show him. I wanted him to show up. I didn't want the other one to show up, so I had to cultivate that. The other thing, bro, I just keep coming, bro. Like I just keep coming. Like if I got my mind on something and I want that to happen, I'm gonna figure it out. You can tell me that I can't have it. You can shit, you can even show me that I can't have it. But if I believe in my heart, my mind, and my spirit that that's for me, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get it. And I think sticking with your dreams long enough and really being willing to put in the work that come along with that, that's a part of it. Like you can't say that that's what I want and tiptoe around it. You can't tiptoe around the work. You actually gotta go do the work. And then just transition that mind into that's what I want, that's what I want to be. I thrive in being uncomfortable. Once I make my mind up, like that whole cancer situation, I was thriving in a state of discomfort because I knew the output that was gonna come from it. So once I switched my mind frame and got it wired to the right way, I couldn't be stopped. A lot of times cats don't want to be comfortable to be uncomfortable. But that discomfort is really what's gonna get you to the next level. Feel so.
What you like your purpose is in life?
My purpose in life? My purpose is to reach my potential. I want to continue to elevate, keep my head to the sky, but I want to stay rooted in who I am as an individual. I know Coach was saying that, you know, he taught a lot of my family back in Natchez. Yeah, I'm from Fairview, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Right outside of Atlanta. But me going on this journey to figure out who I am as an individual, it brought me back to Natchez. And I did some research about the history of Natchez, seeing the people that come from there, the things that happen down there. You know what I mean? And it gave me a sense of pride. It gave me a sense of identity. It gave me more understanding and perspective of, dang, like my dad made it out of this community and did what he had to do, and he's taking care of his family. He building other communities. I'm like, man, I want to be a part of that legacy. You know what I'm saying? So a part of that is I want to continue the legacy of pouring back into my community, being a good example to the community, and making sure that by the time I get done doing what I'm doing, y'all generation, the generation after y'all can be like, dang, I'm trying to surpass him. So I keep telling Robbie, like, I'm honored to come talk to y'all. I can go talk to Tennessee. I love my university. I love my experiences there. But to come here to Alcorn and talk to y'all, I feel more so connected to it because it's aligned with that purpose that I'm talking about. Feel me? So, yeah, it's Alcorn. I went to Tennessee. I'm good with Tennessee. I'm locked in with Tennessee. But I want to make sure that I talk to y'all too. Room full of cats that look like me, that come from a background like me. You dig what I'm saying? I know a lot of the players up there, they come from that same background too, but I don't want to overlook what y'all got going on. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a part of my purpose too, just to be to on that.
So what was your attitude before adversity, during adversity, and after adversity?
Depends on what you just talk about in general.
Yeah, just in general.
Oh man, I gotta go through the emotions. I gotta go through the emotions. But I have to have enough awareness to get out of it. Because your emotion, you can make bad decisions when you get too emotional, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I say it's really important to make sure you got somebody that you're locked in with who can come and say, hey, bro, you tripping. And you're not taking no type of way. Because your ego can get in the way of that. But when you're dealing with adversity, you got to take a step back and almost transcend out of your body and the situation and really look at it from an objective point of view and say, all right, I done dealt with my emotions. I done dealt with that. I'm upset about it. I'm sad about it, whatever it may be. And you take a good look at and survey the language. And you'll, 9 times out of 10, bro, I'm tell you, it's really probably something that you could have changed to get you out of that adversity. So when you really take ownership of your movements and how you handling stuff, you take that step back and you look at everything logically, look at the situation, see what's going on, and you make 2 piles. Make a pile of stuff that I can't control, stuff that's totally out my hand. You get at the God. Let him handle it. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about that. You got the other pile over here where you say, you know what? I could give a little bit more effort on that. Or I can probably transition this if I just wake up a little bit earlier and dedicate a little bit more time to this. Or you might say, dang, I could do this, but I can't do it by myself. Let me put my pride to the side and go holler at somebody who I trust that can probably help me with this. So once you get that game plan together, then it's all about just executing. You kind of got to go into a mode where you just doing the work, like you just knocking it out. Same way when you go in the weight room. That's why I say y'all got the opportunity to cultivate a certain type of spirit within yourself that can transcend beyond the gridiron. It's just like going into a work off-season program. You'll be surprised with 6 months of dedication to a plan, how that can change your life. It changed my life. You feel me? It brought me back from dead. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you just sit down and see what's what, organize it, and figure out what you can do, what you can't do, and what you need help with, and just finish and follow through, you're good. And the next thing you know, you're on the other side. Yeah. You got, bro.
So you be meditating
All the time, bro.
You got a good relationship with Quentin Dent.
Yeah. I not good because I haven't talked to him in some years, but we used to sit at lunch and talk a lot all the time. That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What you got?
How did you deal with all the negativity?
Negativity, like I said, go back to the assessment. You gotta look and see. Sometimes you gotta listen and see what people saying to a degree. Because it might be something you need to eat. It might be something that you need to pay attention to. But it goes back to what I told you about your partner. You gotta have somebody. It might be your dad. It might be your cousin, your godbrother, your brother, your auntie. Somebody gotta be next to you who's gonna shoot you straight and not just tell you what you want to hear. So when it comes to negativity, sometimes you gotta look at it and then cross-reference. I cross-reference all my information. If somebody else saying something, even if you get game from me from today, if you hear something else, there's somebody else who's successful or dealt with adversity, cross-reference it, see what line up, and figure out what you can use for yourself. But as far as negativity, most of the time I be so locked in on what I'm doing, probably ain't got no time for no negativity. You ain't got time for it, bro. You hear it, but you don't hear it. And that's why I say you gotta know what you want to do. You gotta know who you want to be. Because the negativity might not even have nothing to do with you. It might be something to do with how they feeling about they feel. See what I'm saying? So you really just gotta start with that vision for yourself and what you want to accomplish and go from there. What you got, bro?
What's your perspective on being a leader to many different personalities?
I think it ultimately comes down to what type of leader you want to be. But the fact that you even are aware of different personalities, that puts you ahead of the game already. That puts you in a good position to know how to deal with that. Just like coach, you can ask your coaches. Some of y'all coaches that come to you, he can't yell at you. He know that you'll go into a hole. Some of y'all might need a challenge for y'all to be motivated to do something. You know what I mean? So it's just about understanding who you're dealing with, understanding yourself, but while keeping the ultimate goal in mind. You see what I'm saying? So it's just different approaches to different people, but sometimes it can come off as being manipulative if it's not for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all about having just a genuine relationship with your teammates and knowing who they are and keeping them aligned on what the overall goal is and just keeping good at heart. You know, come leading with love and keeping good as the ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? Don't come in trying to steer them the wrong way because there's some guys out here that do that. You feel me? So you just gotta stay in tune with that. But just make sure you keep it the main thing, and lead with love. You know?
Throughout your career, what was your highest level of execution?
My highest level of execution, whew, the absolute highest. Are you speaking on like a period of time, a game?
Just a single game.
Single game? It's interesting because one of the game I came and played in Atlanta, came back and played in Atlanta, I think it was 2016. I started off shaky, to be honest with you. it was off. But when the time came for me to make a play, when it really got down to it, like I had a pick six, I had a pick two. The pick two was to win the game. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I think that at that game I was playing at the highest level of execution because I just knew something was gonna break. I knew something was gonna shake out for me, regardless of how the first quarter went, the second quarter went. You know what I'm saying? The third quarter, I knew that I was gonna make something shake for my team. But I think that was big for me because the adversity in that game, I overcame it and really put the team on my back in the situation where they needed me and came through for them for the dub.
What was she who gave you a hard time to think?
All of them, really. Everybody got it. Everybody got it. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the biggest things is having teammates. Like, hey, bro, can't handle, bro. We need you on this. I really talk. Real talk. You go to the side. Sometimes you just got to deal with it. You know, and sometimes you just got to man up. But when you playing at a level that's, when you talking about the NFL, that's the top 1%. Probably like the top 0.5%, top 0.5%. You know what I'm saying? Of all the athletes that want to play football in the world, probably less than that. You know, so everybody got somebody. You're going to get skint. You're going to get ran over. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen, but you just got to get up, come on back with it, and figure it out, you know? So, yeah, everybody's tough. Everybody got their word.
Going back, how would you handle, like you're at a standstill, when you're not awake, you can move most of an hour, but you feel like you're not listening to grace, kind of like, they don't need it. So how would you like mentally tell yourself, you know what I'm saying, just to keep going?
What you mean by that? Like, I'm trying to make sure I hear you saying, as an athlete or not as an athlete?
Or
As an athlete, okay, as an athlete, I feel like I'm at a standstill.
you know, how it work out in the field, you know what I'm saying, you put in extra hours, but you just still feel like you're not in the same grace.
What, you don't mind me asking, like, what's going on? Like,
I mean, I feel like, okay, say you not no bus, like you know the plays, right? You doing, you know what I'm saying, extra reading plays, but you feel like
I feel like that, for one, should be all the young men have that conversation. You gotta go to the people that evaluate you on a day-to-day basis and see what it is that you could be doing. Go directly to the source. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not finna, like I said, you can't tiptoe around the work. You know, hard work in the weight room, that's hard work too, but soft work as far as like your emotional status and having tough conversations, you know, that's hard work too. So if it's something that you need to know, shit, just go to your coach. Like, hey, coach, like, this is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been watching film. You might be watching the wrong thing. You did what I'm saying? You might be working on the wrong stuff in the weight room. So what I say is that go to whoever you need to go to. Hey, what I need to do. And you'll know exactly where you need to go. You did. And then another thing too is you gotta be, I don't know if this is the case, but this goes for everybody. Your attitude, I know coaches talk a lot about your attitude and your demeanor. They talk about that because your attitude and your demeanor is a direct reflection of what you believe. So if you come out there like lethargic, you're not coming out on hot, you're not doing what you're supposed to, or you might be balling on the field, I don't know. But if you're not doing it in a certain way to where they can really see your behavior reflecting the attitude that they want to see, that's gonna turn them off. So you gotta come with that energy, you gotta come with that effort, you gotta have the right attitude, you gotta encourage the people around you, you gotta come with it every day, you know what I'm saying? Because essentially, y'all are an extension of y'all coaches. Y'all coaches can't go out there and play for you. So the thing is, they're trusting you guys to go out there and properly represent them. So if they don't feel like y'all can represent them in the right way, and it's not no shade or no emotional thing or no, trying to stab at you, but that y'all are a reflection of them. That's just what it is. So you got to go out there and do what you need to do. And for you to get an understanding of what they need, a direct reflection of what get a good sense of what they're looking for, They go talk to him and see what's up, bro. That's all you gotta do.
What's the moment you would help to get in the league?
Man, that's a good one.
Where you are from down?
That's what I'm saying. Draft day was a good day.
Yes, it was.
Draft day was a good day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish everybody could feel what it feels like to work so hard for something and your dreams actually come true. Like, that was one of the greatest feelings I had ever felt. You know what I mean? Just going through everything, the adversity, the training, the workouts, you know what I'm saying, the ups and downs, like all of that stuff, like really visualizing what that moment felt like and it actually came. That was a beautiful thing, bro. And just some advice for all that's in here. Whenever you have something that you really want to do, like a goal in mind that you really want to do and accomplish, man, when you accomplish it, don't stop. Like that's when the work starts. You know what I'm saying? Once I got drafted, I was like, man, it's time to go to work. So I went right to work and got to it. So, but yeah, that draft day was amazing, bro. Mm-hmm.
So you start meditating after the whole cancer thing or both things?
Nah,
Like,
I was meditating before
they
that.
feel like instantly changed when you start to meditate.
I never had to meditate if my life was on the line. You know what I'm saying? I never had to think about that. I never had to think about, you know, what if I wake up tomorrow? So those were things that I really had to think about. I had already thought about the question like, who am I? I thought about that when I was like 12. You know, like who am I outside of football? Who am I outside of Eric Berry, the homeboy, whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like what traits did I want to have as an individual that was gonna build my character? Like what type of person I want to be? Those were the things I was meditating on before cancer, like when I was a preteen, a teenager, you know what I'm saying? But when I got older and adversity hit, I asked myself those same questions because your experience are different and life can change. So you gotta revisit questions like that and say, you know, who am I for real? What is the type of person I want to come out of this situation? And I think when that adversity hit, my question got simpler and I made my reference point was a lot more intense because now it wasn't like, am I gonna come back and play? It was like, I really faced death one-on-one, you know what I mean? So I know how ugly it can get and I know how quick it can happen. So my gratitude got deeper. You know what I'm saying? My perspective on interacting with other people, it became more important. Like time with my family, I cherish that a lot more now. So I meditate on things like that. Yeah.
Real quick, you kind of touched on it, but you weren't in the NIL. So someone asked a question, so I'll swing it back to you because you weren't in the NIL way of life in college. But after you got that first uh, contract, how did you keep the love and the drive going, even though you've already made your money?
Yeah, because it wasn't never about the money for me. I do enjoy it. I'm glad that I was able to be in that position. I've done a lot of great things for myself and my family. But like I said, the accolades, it wasn't really about the accolades. It wasn't really about the bread. It was more about, that was a byproduct of the spirit I had cultivated over the years. So I always had a passion for the game. I always had a commitment to show up as my best on the field because that was the standard that I had for myself, and that's what I was taught. That was those values that was instilled in me over the years. Like I've always wanted to go out there and do my best, on the football field because of the things that can come from it off the football field. So, like I said, the money that was a blessing, but developing the character and the person that I am, I think that was even more of a blessing.
In the second part of that, they asked, what would be your advice to the cast that's getting to the NIL money with the money?
Keep the main thing, because anybody can throw a flag at you. You know what I'm saying? We think you good, come over here and get this bread, but you still you still gotta deal with the person in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta show up, still gotta stand on your word, you still gotta commit to something, finish and follow through. You know, and I think for me, that college experience was more about character building versus chasing the bag. I think me having those relationships with my teammates and stuff like that, that really showed me what it's about. It's not about the money. Anybody in here can make money. You sit down and write up a plan, you figure it out. Y'all got so many resources. You just gotta sit down and do it. Anybody can get money. You can get money. But I think just cultivating the type of person, player, and individual that you want to be on the field and in society, I think that's way more important.
Any more questions for
So welcome to the league moment.
Welcome to the league moment.
started as a rookie, right?
My welcome to the league moment, I'll probably say it's like mid-season, that first season, because, all right, you finish, you go through, like y'all going through camp right now. Say it's my junior year. We did that, went all the way through, finished the season, went to a bowl game in January, immediately went to training for the combine. After the combine, you go, go to the draft, get drafted. Right when you get drafted, you're going straight to rookie mini camp. You go to mini camp, then you go to OTAs, then you end up going into camp, and then after camp, you go right into the season. So you going right into the season, and it's like, dang, we playing. You playing. I think my rookie year, we went 4-0 on trigger. But anyway, we winning, we go all the way to like mid-season. I think it was like November. I'm like, why are we still playing football? It was like I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to go to meetings. I didn't want to go do nothing. I didn't want to go to practice. And they said, that's your rookie wall. And it's like I had hit that rookie wall, bro. And it lasted probably like 2-3 weeks, bro. And it was like, I want to do it, but I don't want to do it. So I had to find a way to really push through that rookie wall and, finding myself to really get motivated and do it. But the thing is, everybody feels like that. You don't realize it, but that's really like the first time I played that many games, bro. You got 4 games in the preseason. You got a 16-game season. That's 20 games, bro, before you can get to the playoffs. So that part right there, just understanding that, hey, too, you on your own too. You ain't got class checking and stuff. You grown, so you gotta get yourself to work. Ain't nobody gonna come follow y'all. Ain't staying in no dorm. Everybody not staying in the same apartment complex or wherever y'all living at. You know what I'm saying? You gotta figure this stuff out on your own. So you really a young adult getting to it, and you just gotta stand on your 1-2. For the most part, but that whole process was real, bro.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll describe your career after football. So what do you focus on?
Man, if you saying what do I focus on? Just
Yeah, like now, crazy.
shoot, I focus on me and my family, bro. I continue to take the things I learned from football. I'm giving it back to y'all, not just from on the field, but off the field too. I'm pouring into my family because right now, like legacy always been important to me. You know what I'm saying? I want people to look back, my grandchildren, my cousins' children, all the way down up into like year 3,000. You know what I'm saying? I want them to look back and say, man, Eric Berry really did his thing. I want my family members to look back at my lineage and say, damn, I appreciate what he did to put us in this position. You know what I mean? So it's like, I really just want to leave my stamp on society. I want to leave it on my community, specifically back home in Fairburn and down in Natchez. And like I said, that's why it was, important for me to come talk to y'all because, this Mississippi, y'all Mississippi history, y'all a part of, Alcorn and things like that. Y'all got a deep heritage as well, whether y'all realize it or not, not just from a standpoint of athletically, but, a lot of people went to this school and fought for rights for our people to be able to be in certain spaces. And they did that alongside being great athletes too. You feel me? Because they had a real commitment to their community and the people that they were around. So
I think for me, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm really focused on legacy from a family standpoint, individual standpoint, and also from a society standpoint.
I got a money question. So, when season ends in December, is that like the last check that y'all get until season starts again?
Yep, that's it.
So you got 7 months with no pay?
Correct. Correct. But it really did come down to like,
They looking like, talking about money management, cause I think,
it just go back to like what I've been trying to tell them. Like, it's about who you are and what you like. You know what I mean? Because if you know what you like, you can look at certain things like, I don't even want this because that ain't in line with what I like. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I know I like old school cars. So, and it's a particular type of car that I like. So I lock in with that. If I want that, and plus I already got that car, so I'm good. I like that car because what it represents, how it make me feel. So I like that car. So you really just gotta know what you want, why you want it. And that's it.
7 months, no pay.
You ever pay for a rookie ticket? They make you pass and stuff at break. He said, what now? So you got to pay for like rookie ticket, they make you pass and stuff. Yeah, so my whole rookie year, we had to get the, our DB room. We had to get them breakfast donuts every Saturday, breakfast every Saturday. So that was something we had to do. And then the rookie dinner, it wasn't even bad. It was smooth. It was smooth, fun smooth. It was just a smooth dinner, like it wasn't out. So I had a whole living room. Man, it probably was like, and then I came in with 3 rookies too. So we split the bill. We split, and so it was probably like $5,000. I had a good room though. My DB group, they were solid, you know what I'm saying? And then as far as like Hayes, and the only thing we had to do was really like carry one of the players' helmets up after camp practice. And like you can do something and try to be rebellious, and then that's when they take you to the goal post Gatorade. But it's really just a humbling situation. They're not really trying to hate the experience I had, they're not trying to haze you to embarrass you. It's just like, hey man, you just kind of just know we've been here before you. Don't come in here with the big head. Don't come in here talking trash. Like, and then at the same time, I was the number 5 pick, so a lot of my teammates, I was making more bread than them. So it's even people gonna have their perspective on you regardless of what you come in like, but they gonna have their mindset on like, oh, you think you this or you think you that. But you gotta go in there and show them the individual that you are. And because of how I carried myself when I came in, it was like a mutual respect. Like I wasn't trying to disrespect them, they wasn't trying to disrespect me. If I had a problem with an individual, we just had a conversation. That's it. And that was pretty much it. So, that's it.
Did you specify your skill set?
You said what?
Like, did you specify your skill set? Yeah. That's how it won't work either.
No, you wrong.
Did you like make the main thing, like, let's say you play safety, like, your main thing was to be a man safety? Like,
Nah. So what I did was I go talk to my coach. That's why I tell you, go talk to your coach, because your coach evaluates you every day. He evaluates you every day. He's looking at you, he's seeing where you can get better. He's trying to figure out, can he trust you on the field? So my first thing was make sure I was in shape so I could show up. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, I was like, what type of quality player do I want to be when I show up? My main thing was always to get the ball. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted the ball. I wanted to shift. I wanted to get us on defense, get us on offense, or take that jump to the crib. Like, that was my main thing all the time. And then I wanted to always say, when somebody looked at me on film, they was like, dang, boy, that boy playing. He always around the ball. He hustling, you know what I'm saying? He encouraging his teammates. He bringing that energy. You know, so those are the things that I wanted to do. Yeah, you gotta be tough and man. You gotta be able to play man. You gotta be able to play the deep part of the field. You know, but I felt like, especially as DB, being a playmaker, like being able to get your hand on the ball, get the ball away from the receiver or the running back, making plays on the other side of the ball, on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and basically like being a playmaker. You have to commit to excellence to do that. You know what I mean? Because you can be in shape, but if you don't know the plays, you know, how you gonna hit. So you gotta understand the playbook, and then once you understand the playbook, you have to play against the OC. I never played the game against my opponent. I played against the OC, you know, so as much as I could, I tried to stay ahead of them. And it was times where, you know, it kind of, it go back and forth, but remember that the OC is always the one who tells the person in front of you what to do. So I was playing that chess match with him.
I'm a big special team guy, cause this is how I got my name. So like, can you tell these guys like how important special team really is?
Bro. Who don't think it's, who don't think it's,
Calling the name, but
oh man, special teams, that's the identity of the team. Real talk, because that's the one that, if you were, it'd be so much respect in the league for four phases. Y'all know what four phases are?
Help them out.
That's punt, return, kickoff, return. It'd be so much respect to them because the ones that, like, you know, Slater, that was with the Patriots for a while, number 18.
oh yeah.
Dog, special teams player who brought it every game. But to be honest with you, if I look at your special teams, I can tell what type of team you got. Because that's little league football. That's, you know where everybody going. You gotta do it full speed. You gotta run, block, tackle. That's the identity of the field, of the team. When you look at Alabama, look at their special team. When you look at Florida back in like 07, the years I was playing with Urban Meyer, look at their special teams. Look at USC, California, back in the days they was winning the Natty. Look at their special teams. When I came in as a rookie, starters had to be on special teams. Didn't matter. If you was a starter, you was on special teams. When I was at Tennessee with Lane Kiffin, starters was on special teams because he was like, hey, we need to set the tone. They need to know once they see us running down full speed, making tackles, bringing the energy, and then we lined up on defense. It's like, yeah, we out here because we committed. We committed to what the team is asking for us. And really that's running, blocking, and tackling. That's not, special teams is not a playoff, bro. It's not a playoff. It's not a phase to look at it and be like, oh yeah, it's just kickoff return. It's just kickoff. It's just punt. No, that's an opportunity for you to flip the field. That's where all the hidden yardage is. And that's for you to set the tone. Set the tone for real. If you can look out there and you see some kickoffs, y'all don't think y'all can do it anymore. Y'all can't do the wedge no more.
Nah.
But yeah, that's a reason why. Reason why. For real. Because it used to be real out there, bro. So it's a big, that's why it's a third of the game. You hear what I'm saying? Football is offense, defense, special team. Special team, bro. It's a big deal. So Belichick is big on that too. Coach Reed big on that. The Chiefs big on that. Y'all got it.
We good?
Any more questions, babies?
Oh, Ron got one. What's up, Ron?
What's the deal, best, like the best with Smith, like for me?
And myself, bro, for real, getting knowledge and really seeing how could I be better and not overextending myself in something that I didn't know about or I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
That's another thing, you know, so you gotta pay attention and see what you got a passion for and just be patient, and then you'll figure out what it is you wanna do. But I say your biggest investment is in yourself. Like, read, I got library, bro. Like, that's one of my, I'm proud of my library too, bro. I must say, because it's a lot of good information in there that I can pull from and learn. So I say that's the biggest investment in yourself, in your knowledge, and actually being able to apply.
Do your body ever still hurt for football?
A little bit, but I had my DB coach named Emmett. His name is Emmett Thomas. Name's Emmett Thomas. Is Emmett Thomas still living? But he used to tell me, he was like, man, you might as well play. It don't matter. When you get old, you're gonna have aches anyway. You know, when you get older, you're gonna get aches. But I still work out. You know what I mean? That's really what it's coming from. I'm not coming from just banging, man. In the rain, sometimes my knee might get hurt. It start aching a little bit just because of the pressure or whatever. But other than that, bro, Nothing really major.
Well, we good, man. Let's give him a round of applause there.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mike Pouncey, former center for the Miami Dolphins. This is my brother Marquise Pouncey, former center for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's up, everybody?